Budget and savings. This is the biggest piece for everyone. It's really important that you have some kind of budget and you definitely have a savings account. Because without those two, you're never going to get to good credit or having the financial power to maybe buy a house or invest in a retirement account or whatever. It's really important you master the money first. The money is the most important piece. In fact, 87% of Americans spend more time planning a vacation than their financial future. Another crazy stat is 70% of people live paycheck to paycheck. That's kind of scary if you think about it. Having a budget's important, and I know you're all saying, well, I have had a budget before, it never really worked out. Well, the important thing is you have one. They're never gonna work out. It's probably gonna take you 3, 4, 5, 6 times before you get it right, because our expenses can vary. Obviously, you got your hard expenses such as rent and utilities, maybe minimum payments on bills, car notes, student loans, maybe you have childcare. But then the box that we always forget is that incidentals, which is where your savings comes into play. Hey, if your car breaks down, guess what? You gotta get it fixed, because then you can't go to work to make money. So it's important that you have a separate account just to save for emergencies. I know we've all heard it a million times, but it's important. Having at least 3 to 6 months reserves is a good start. And I know that sounds like a lot of money, but you really need that money where it's accessible, not in a 401k, not in an IRA. Because if your car breaks down and you need to fix it for $1,000 or $1,500 and you don't have the money sitting in a savings account, all you're gonna end up doing is charging it on a credit card or getting a bank loan and pay a higher rate, and now you have more payments, which is gonna dig you further in that financial hole. So remember, setting up a budget is number one. Even if you can't stick to it, the important thing is you're tracking it. And we're gonna have some tools for you as well. Feel free to email us or contact us. We'll send you some Excel spreadsheets. And coming soon, we'll have an app to help you manage it. But the important thing is you gotta make that effort. You gotta be able to look back to see where your money went last month. Believe me, most of you don't have a check register. Most of you are just using online banking or going online to check it out. But you still spend money in other places, on credit cards and things. So it's important to track where the majority of your money is. Because once you realize that maybe you spend too much money at Starbucks or too much money eating out every month, you'll be able to cut that in half and set up a savings account. Remember, when you get paid, the first person you should be paying is yourself. Start off just trying to put back 5% or $50 every time you get a paycheck. Automatically transfer that money into a savings account. And if you don't have the discipline, there's nothing wrong with having a savings account that's not tied to your checking account. I know a lot of people use that as a crutch. Hey, it doesn't matter if I don't have enough money, it'll pull the money from my savings. Don't be that guy. If you need a savings account like that because you can't manage it, fine, but have a separate savings account, maybe in a separate bank that maybe requires you to drive there to get that money out, just in case you have an emergency. A lot of people have been laid off recently. A lot of people have had some bad things happen to them. They're good people, but we don't want to get stuck in that debt and borrowing and paying higher rates, because then it takes forever to get out. Remember, it's important to try to save. Work it slowly. Start with $50, then $100, and build it up over time until you get to that 3 to 6 months cushion. I definitely would say 6 over 3, but you gotta start somewhere. And that's budgeting and saving. Thank you for watching.